It's Elias AK-47 roaming live from the gutter, and you're listening to the OTS Project. Shots will be fired.
Peaches, 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 I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News, episode 51, the big 5-1. On today's episode, we are going to break down the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Me and Mr. Theo literally saw it last night. I saw this beautiful man's face like 10 hours ago. It was a good time. We're also going to just talk about a couple of things related to Wrestlemania, the Supergirl show. We're going to talk about Darth Maul, things like that. But before we do that, Mr. Theo, what is going on, my boy?
It is a very, very relaxing Friday morning here at my place. I've just been chilling, hanging out, had some good breakfast. Yes, we did watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie last night with our good friends of the pod, Wyatt and Aaron Nova. Other than that, I've just been kind of hanging around a little bit. I did get to see Project Hail Mary last weekend with my roommate. That was a very good movie. I would highly recommend people go catch that one if they can, because it was a very, very good movie. Very heartwarming.
Nice, nice. I hear some sirens going off in your background there. Some cops, some firefighters, something going on. Yeah, on my end, just hanging out. I will say yesterday after the movie, me and Wyatt took a little swing to Walmart, and I picked up this brand new shirt, this cool ass Pizza Planet shirt. Cause I think I was talking about.
You were going for the whole idea of going to Walmart was to get a Mario shirt, and you ended up just getting a Toy Story shirt.
And it's funny, they had a Mario shirt there, but it was not. They didn't have my size, so I just couldn't. I was like, well, all right. No, because it's funny. I did this Pixar Top 10 podcast. Go check out Jordan Owen's YouTube channel if you guys want to see that. Me, Noah Vale, Winston Bentley III, I believe is his name, but we call him Derek. And Jordan Owens, we did like a top 10 on our Pixar movies. I had like my Lightning McQueen shirt on, and I had my Lightning McQueen like figure in the background. And I was like, it's funny because that's my 3, but my 2 and my 1 are Toy Story movies. So I was like, I need a Toy Story shirt. I don't have any Toy Story anything. So it's kind of funny. Last night I saw this. I was like, well, that'll solve that problem real quick.
There you go.
So yeah, I got a nice little Pizza Planet shirt because I just love Toy Story so much. My mom has been in Vegas, so she's been sending me updates. Her and my sister having a good time. They went and saw, it's called Michael Jackson 1. It's like a Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show. They went and saw that last night, so they were sending me a bunch of photos and videos and telling me how they wish that I was with them because obviously Michael Jackson means so much to me. My mom was like, yeah, I'm at the store. It was hilarious. She's like, I'm at the store. I saw a video on somebody did a video on the store, and there was like this really cool Smooth Criminal like statue that they had. I was like, Mom, if you see that, can you get that for me? And she was like, yeah. And she called me when she was in the store. She was like, okay, so I don't see that statue anywhere, but I got you a T-shirt, a hoodie, 3 CDs, a Funko Pop, the glove. I'm like, Mom, whoa, what are you doing? You're going crazy. And she was like, well, I've spent a bunch of money on your sister, and you couldn't be here for this Michael Jackson thing, so it's okay. So she apparently got me like the ultimate Michael Jackson fan care package. Yeah. So I was like, well, I appreciate that. So I'm excited for her to get back to see her, but also so I can see all my fun Michael Jackson goodies.
There you go.
Other than that, yeah, just hanging out. I've been doing a little emulator stuff, trying to work on some of that, so trying to have some fun. I know you're coming over Sunday for Easter, so trying to figure out a few things, so maybe we could play some fun N64 and Wii and GameCube games while you're here. That'd be a fun time. Especially after we saw this movie, I'm just intrigued to play Super Mario Galaxy, but I don't have it, so I gotta try and figure out a way to play it. So, yeah, been in a Nintendo kick lately. Nintendo's never. That's always been your thing. I've obviously grew up with Nintendo and Mario and whatnot, but I've never been like super into the Nintendo world. But I don't know. After I saw that first movie when it came out, I definitely became more of a Nintendo fan, and so the hype for this movie has gotten me more into a Nintendo mood. So, yeah. What else? I feel like that's it. I do feel like we have the Michael movie coming up, so I have been starting last night after I got home from the movie. I've been in a Michael Jackson mood. So there's like,
You're always in a Michael Jackson movie.
well, yeah, but I haven't seen Moonwalker, which is like the movie that Smooth Criminal came from and stuff. And I haven't seen the Jackson's American Dream movie, so I'm like, I gotta watch both of these before I go see the Michael movie. And This Is It, which is like a documentary on the concert that never, the tour that never happened because he passed away. I've seen that before. I saw that in the theaters, but I'm definitely gonna rewatch that too before I go see the movie. So next couple weeks are definitely gonna be a Michael Jackson heavy couple weeks. So yeah. But I gotta unlock my phone here. Oh, I got a new computer too. We were talking about to use solely for podcasting stuff. Trying to give old computer over here a little break. She served me well, so I'd like for the rest of her days to be filled with just watching YouTube videos and Daredevil Born Again season 2. So let her have her break and use this guy as the new heavy lifter.
Let's dive into our. I was talking to you about yesterday. I've been getting back into the original Daredevil show, so I never really got into it, and I've finished season 1, which I thought was very, very good.
Yeah, season 2 is definitely where it kind of picks up because they introduce Punisher, and I think they introduce Elektra, and those are two of my favorite characters outside of like Matt. So, yeah. All right, let's dive into our songs of the week.
Songs of the week.
All right.
My song of the week is going to be Mess Around by Ray Charles. Got another jazz one here, a fun jazz song. I don't know if you've ever seen it or how long it's been since you've seen Plane, Trains, and Automobile, but that is a very good movie. You got to see that movie. It is incredible. There's one of my favorite 80s movie scenes is in that movie is where it's just John Candy is just driving Steve Martin around, and they have this song playing in the background. Steve Martin is just trying to sleep in the passenger seat, and John Candy just has this song blasting, and he's just singing along to it, playing along like an air trumpet and whatnot. It's just the most fun John Candy acting role that you could really want out of that man. But this is a very, very good song. This is probably one of my more favorite songs just ever, really. This is also one of those songs that I'll play when I first get into work on a Sunday, and I'm opening up the store and I'm turning everything on and I'm just trying to wake up. This is that wake up song for me.
Ah, nice. You're lucky. I guess you can do that, bro. Any job that I've had has just been do not play music, do not touch your cell phone. If you touch your cell phone,
luckily for me, we have kind of this Google version of Alexa or whatever at the workplace, and I like a lot of jazz music, and the owner, who is really kind of in control of that music, also really likes jazz, so he'll usually just let me play my stuff because it's he's also gonna like the same stuff as well.
Right. Nice. Yeah. No. Any job I had has just been you will not be listening to music. You will not be doing that. So that was always to go off on a tangent. I always hated that because I was I'm still doing my job whether I have headphones in or not. But having headphones in and listening to music just makes it a lot easier for me to be here. It helps settle my mind a little bit and But yeah, never.
My manager's not a fan of it, but the person controlling it is the only person at the workplace that out trumps her anyway. So it's
right.
What are you gonna do?
Right. My song of the week is gonna be "The Lady in My Life" by one Michael Jackson. I was listening to this last night. Such a smooth song, man. Kind of got a little jazzy vibe to it, like a slow jazz kind of vibe to it. Yeah, just I love this song. Everything off of, I believe it's off the Thriller album, bro. There's no skips on this. The Thriller album and the Bad album.
That's one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, I have it on CD over there. That was one of the first CDs I picked up when I got back into CD collecting because I was that's literally the best. I watched some TikTok or something and they said 7 billion copies have been sold since over 40 years or something like that. I'm wow, it's not only one of the best albums of all time. It's the best. I think it is the best selling album of all time. So yeah, "Lady in My Life," just what a very underrated Michael Jackson song, but a nice banger of a song. All right, it's time for our favorite time of the week, our weekly blind rank. first. You go first. I go first.
I'll go first. I'll go first. As I've been getting back into the original Daredevil series, I'm going to have you rank Netflix Marvel main characters.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
First one I'm going to give you is Jessica Jones.
All right, that's an easy number 5. I do not like Jessica Jones. I tried to watch her show, and I just not only could I not really get into it, but when I would really try and like lock in, I just did not care for her character, man. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I know she's in season 2 of Born Again, so I'm gonna be seeing her shortly. I would imagine in a couple weeks. So maybe things will change. But I just remember a couple of times I've watched that show, and I was just like, yeah, not a fan of the character. So that's an easy 5 for me.
Next one up is going to be Iron Fist.
Ooh, Iron Fist. Definitely did it wrong. Definitely was not the way that it should have been. So, and I love Iron Fist. I think Iron Fist is such a cool character in the comics and stuff. So hopefully, it's interesting because part of me thinks they're gonna bring him back because of obviously Daredevil is in the MCU now and stuff. But I'm hoping that they find a better way to do it or something like that, because definitely not a really true adaptation of the character. So I'll put it in my 4th spot because I definitely still enjoy him more than I enjoy Jessica Jones, but I do wish it was better.
I mean, they did rework Electro a little bit in No Way Home to where he definitely looks more like Electro for sure. So I think they could probably find a way to do that as well with Iron Fist.
Hopefully.
Next up is going to be Luke Cage.
All right, Luke Cage. Yeah, I'll put him in the 3 spot. He's cool. There's just more. There's 2 characters I'm hoping are on this list. So, yeah, he's cool, but nothing ever really like stood out to me. So, 3 is a good spot.
Next one's going to be Daredevil.
All right. Well, this would be 1, but I'm intrigued to know who the next one will be, because it might be my 1. So, I'll cautiously put Daredevil in my 2 spot. I love Matt Murdock. I think he's such a great character. Those Daredevil shows are the shining light out of all the Netflix Marvel bullshit that they did. And now bringing it into the MCU has also just been fire, because Daredevil Born Again Season 1 is one of the best MCU shows like that they've ever done too. So, but again, I'm expecting somebody to be the next one. So he will go in my 2 spot.
The last one will be Punisher.
Yeah. Yeah, he's goated, bro. He's goated. John Bernthal as Frank Castle, just absolutely incredible character.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Not a fan of naps. Not a fan of naps. That's what we do know.
No.
Yeah, he's just great. I mean, John Bernthal is one of my favorite actors in general. I think every role that he's in, from Punisher to Wolf of Wall Street, is just everything he does is incredible. Yeah, just absolutely love Punisher. I haven't seen season 2 of the Punisher show. I've seen the first season. I need to watch the 2nd season. But yeah, man, I just love especially the difference between him and Matt. You'll see as you dive into season 2. But like, Matt is very anti, Batman, like, do not kill, and Frank Castle's like, I will straight blow their heads off with a bazooka. I don't care. Like, fuck these people. So it's really, there's some really, really incredible scenes in season 2 between the 2 of them, just like arguing and yelling at each other and stuff. It's just incredible. And you obviously saw a little bit of it in season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. So
yeah,
yeah, he's my favorite, like, Netflix era, like, Marvel character, but he's also just one of my favorite Marvel characters in general. I think he's just such a cool character, and John Bernthal is such a incredible actor and does such a good job at being Punisher.
hell yeah. I'd probably have the same list, honestly.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright. For my weekly blind rank, before me and Theo hit that movie last night, we stopped at one Mickey D's to get the K-pop Demon Hunters Huntrix / not Soulja Boy, but kind of Soulja Boy meal. So I'm going to have you, in honor of that, and it was pretty good, it was pretty decent. In honor of that, I'm going to have you rank songs from the hit movie K-pop Demon Hunters.
Boy. Here we go.
Starting off with my favorite is going to be Your Idol.
Your Idol.
That's the song at the end, trying to steal everybody's soul.
Yeah. I might put that one at the 5, honestly. I really was
Ooh.
not too into that one, personally.
Alright, buddy, fuck off. Alright, your next one is going to be How It's Done.
Ooh. That's a good one. That's on my
That's a
workout
banger.
playlist. That's a banger. I'm going to say... You know, I'll put it in the 2 spot. I'm going to put it in the 2 spot. That's
Okay.
where I think it's going to go. I think it's a
All right.
great intro song. It sets up
Yep.
everything pretty well. It's a
Yeah,
banger.
it's really good.
Can't go wrong with it.
Alright, your next one is going to be Free.
Free. I'll say 4.
Okay. What It Sounds Like.
God, there's like a 50-50 chance here that the next one is either my 1 or not. But I also really like this one as well. I'm gonna hold out hope here. That the 5th one is the 5th one that I'm thinking of, and I'm gonna put this at the 3.
Alright, your last one is going to be My Little Soda Pop.
Yeah, that's 1. Yep, that was it. I'm glad I did that. That is just such a banger. Fucking love that song.
Nice. If I had to rank this, Your Idol is going in number 1 for me. Then probably Free, then How It's Done, then Soda Pop, and then What It Sounds Like. I know that's like the big climactic song, but every time I watched it, I just never really cared for it that much.
I fuck with it.
All right, did you get a chance to check out the OTS showcase this week?
I got a few chances to check them out. I saw a few things
Alright.
here and there.
All right, so let's dive into our OTS showcase. All right, our OTS showcase this week is going to be one Jake St. Patrick, a great wrestler here in Florida, known by a few names: Jake St. Patrick, Rakim, or Heartbreak Jake. He's got like a Mick Foley situation going on where he's got three different characters, which I always enjoy. I think it's
I like that.
Great.
I like that for him.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
right, really cool. When I mainly worked with him at the establishment, he was Rakim, but him as Heartbreak Jake is also great, and then obviously Jake St. Patrick is kind of just himself. But yeah, incredible wrestler. I always enjoyed his work when I kind of locked in on him. I thought he was really good. Very solid wrestler. But man, I really love the 3 gimmicks thing. Nobody's doing that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that anymore. The whole multiple kind of gimmicks thing. And honestly, I feel like if you did in the wrestling world, or at least in the Florida wrestling world, if you really did, I feel like people would just like shit on you and be like, look at him, he can't figure out what he wants to be. But Jake St. Patrick does it very well. I enjoy it. I think it's great. He did wrestle one Elias AK-47 Roman as Jake St. Patrick, but then he also ended up wrestling him as Heartbreak Jake, I think, at the last establishment show. If there's a little trend there maybe going on. But yeah, I think he's awesome. He's a very solid wrestler. Great dude. I've had some fun conversations with him. He's just a really cool dude. So that's my end of things. I think he's great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. From everything I've seen in terms of matches and stuff like that, he's incredibly solid in the ring. Again, I love all the fun gimmick stuff. Fun gimmicks are always going to be, like, more times than not, a big win for me. And this guy, he's got 3 of them. So it's really
Right.
just win on win on win there. Just a lot of fun stuff with this guy. Also, just with there being, like, multiple gimmicks, there's, like, really no angle you can't really run with any opponent that you're going to really throw at him. He can pretty much do anything that you're going to need him to do depending on what gimmick you're actually going to need. He's kind of got it all covered there. So,
Right.
He's fun. He's great. There's really no downside to this guy whatsoever. I mean, just, like, check out his stuff, man. He's got a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah. Type in Jake St. Patrick on YouTube or Instagram. I'm sure it'll pop up and check him out. He's really good. He's great. All right, it's time for our news this week. We don't have a ton of news, but we do have some interesting tidbits. A little bit of wrestling stuff going on too, which is always fun. We'll leave the Supergirl trailer for last, and we'll cover everything else here. Maul Shadow Lord, which we know is coming this coming week, I believe, is going to be the I think it's
Yes.
a 2-episode premiere, if I'm correct. But in news of Maul Shadow Lord, it has already been greenlit for a season 2, which is the first time I believe a Star Wars project has been greenlit for a season 2 before season 1 even comes out. I don't think they even did that with The Mandalorian. So that shows how much faith they have in this show, that they're already prepping a season 2. So, yeah. And even Dave Filoni, I think, has been saying, this is just the beginning. Like, this is just the start for Darth Maul, like, which is crazy because we've had this character for so many years, and there's so much we've already done with him in Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff. So that's really intriguing too, is the fact that if he's saying this is just the start for this character who already has such deep kind of lore and stuff like that now, I'm very intrigued. So yeah, that's pretty big that it's the first show to get a season 2 before season 1 even comes out.
I ain't mad at it. I love me some Maul. He's my favorite character in all of Star Wars, so getting more Maul is never going to be a bad thing for me. But it is definitely still very interesting how they're already like greenlighting the season 2 before season 1 is even like released an episode.
Right.
I'm liking the faith. I'm liking the faith they got in this character. I'm liking all the story that he already has. I think it's going to be a pretty good season 1, and I'm hoping for a good season 2.
Right. Yeah, especially if, I mean, I don't know how many seasons they plan on doing here, but let's say they have like 5 seasons planned. If that Jedi character is going to be Darth Talon, that might be one of the highlights of the show, is seeing her from season 1 to season X, you know what I'm saying? And seeing her transformation from a kid into this crazy, intense, like, Sith Lord kind of deal, bro. That's going to be really, really cool to see that transformation.
Sorry, I had to mute that. There was some cars outside just going
No, you're
crazy.
You live in Tampa, man. Those people love to just race down the street.
They do, man. It would be crazy. Like I'll like wake up at like 4 in the morning and then just be like two guys just street racing outside. I'm like, what are y'all even doing
Yeah.
awake right now? It's 4 a.m. on a
Right.
Tuesday.
Theo's about to head to work, and these people are out here drag racing
Right?
in the street.
Shit.
Yeah, crazy, man. All right, we have a fun tidbit here. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a trailer that dropped for a new documentary coming to something. I'm blanking. I don't know if it was Peacock or Netflix or whatever. But let me check it out real quick. Hold on. But it was Shawn Michaels. It was good old Shawn Michaels. We're getting a documentary kind of deal on the Heartbreak Kid. Actually, it's coming to Peacock. It says Peacock Original on the trailer here.
Oh, okay.
April 13th, the Heartbreak Kid becoming Shawn Michaels. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'll definitely be watching this for sure. Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time. It's going to be interesting to see him talk about his career and obviously the dark times that he went through and whatnot. So it's going to be really interesting to see. So there's not a ton of news revolving that, but April 13th, we got a nice new Shawn Michaels documentary dropping on Peacock. It's definitely going to be fun too. Like that's coming pretty close to WrestleMania, so that's a nice little treat to sit down and watch before we enjoy the show of shows this year. Maybe I'm gonna watch it, but maybe we'll throw it back on when you come over for WrestleMania or something like that, and we'll watch it together or something. Yeah, but it's just a cool documentary about one of the greatest of all time. So it looked like they had his daughter in there doing an interview. They had Bret Hart, which I'm sure is going to be interesting to see his thoughts. And obviously, like Triple H is in there doing an interview, and Kevin Nash and stuff like that. Yeah. Next little piece of wrestling news here. John Cena's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. He's back. It only took about a month or some change, but he's back. He's back. No, he's not officially back, but he will be the host of WrestleMania this year, which I think is such a fitting role for the greatest of all time. I'm expecting, because he did say when he hangs up the jorts, he hangs them up, so don't expect him to come running out on stage in some jorts and a t-shirt. He said when he shows up on WWE, programming after he retires, he's going to be in a suit and tie. So expect John Cena to be rocking a suit and tie for WrestleMania, not a new Las Vegas, right? Not a new Las Vegas John Cena t-shirt. I'm sure there'll be a new Las Vegas John Cena t-shirt, but he ain't going to be wearing it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, the host of WrestleMania, it fits his personality perfectly, bro. It literally is just so perfect for him. And honestly, I know they probably want to change it up, but if they made John Cena just like that's his job, is that every year he's the host of WrestleMania, I wouldn't be mad at that. I think that would be such a good little role for him to have. And maybe every couple of years you have like a co-host with him. You have Miz co-host with him or something like that to add some craziness to the dynamic. But if they made that like John Cena's new WWE role, I think that'd be really cool to just be like the host of WrestleMania or the host of, you know, the bigger POEs if he comes in and does SummerSlam too and like Royal Rumble and stuff like that. I think it would be awesome. Cause yeah, he's just like made for that, bro. He's so charismatic and such a like professional that him doing that would just make so much sense. So super excited to see. There has to be some tomfoolery that will happen. There has to be something between him and R-Truth or some shit. There's got to be something. So
I have a feeling Gunther's going to be involved some way, shape, or form. I already can see that happen. Just give him more generational heat.
I know AJ Styles will be there because he said he has something going on that he's going to be there. Oh, something going on. He's going to be in the fucking Hall of Fame, you dumbass. So he's going to be at WrestleMania. So that'd be an interesting tidbit where like Gunther's walking backstage to his match and they just he passes John Cena and AJ Styles just having a conversation. And he just stops and looks at them and he just like starts like maniacally laughing and just keeps walking to the ring or something. That would be great.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
So I can see that. I can see that happening for sure. Yeah, I'm super excited. Honestly, it adds to my excitement for WrestleMania knowing that John Cena is gonna be the host. I think it makes the idea of WrestleMania even more fun and even more excited to see what he's gonna do. And I mean, this man walked out on like the Oscar stage in nothing but like a note card or whatever it was. So
yeah.
If he's doing that for that, I'm sure he'll do some crazy shit for his home. So yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some fun stuff involved in this. I'd like it honestly if he maybe like they could do a bit with him and the Miz where it's like Miz trying to do Miz TV and then John Cena comes in as the host and tries to have like his own like almost like late night show at Mania with John Cena or something like that. I think that'd be super funny. I think they could try and do something like that.
Yeah, they're just arguing the whole time and shit like that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It adds to the excitement and the grandeur that the greatest of all time is going to be the master of ceremonies for WrestleMania. Yeah, our last piece of news, we got a Supergirl trailer. Mr. Theo, this is your territory, so I'm gonna let you yap away.
I will admit I did have to do a little bit of research here after watching the trailer just to kind of like really familiarize myself with these characters a little bit more because like this is based off of one of the newer like Supergirl storylines that I haven't read yet. But I mean, it's like pretty much, I won't say one for one, but it's practically one for one pretty much because a lot of it just comes from that one storyline. But I mean, we start off here getting a little bit of a Skype call between Supergirl and Superman, who is still on Earth trying to get her to come back, but she is still very much so drunkenly distraught, I guess we can call it, from Krypton being blown up and losing her family and losing her people pretty much because now she's pretty much kind of putting herself in Superman's role of like the last kind of Kryptonian or the last woman of Krypton pretty much. So she's kind of going through a whole bunch of stuff. She has Krypto with her, who is kind of like pretty much her family pretty much there. But then as she and Krypto are hanging out on this lovely looking planet, I'll say, just kind of relaxing, drinking as she always does, one Krem of the Yellow Hills, who is going to be playing the main antagonist of this movie, hits Krypto with a poison dart, it seems like, that gives Krypto 3 days to live. So we are pretty much John Wicking it here with Supergirl, as she is going to have to try and hunt down Krem here, and all of his, I think they're called the Brigand, is like this like group of pirates pretty much, it's like space pirates. She's going to be trying to hunt them down, trying to get the antidote for Krypto here and try and save his life, which I'm hoping happens because they can't kill off Krypto this early. We just got him last year.
They gotta sell more toys, dog.
They gotta sell merch, man. You can't kill off
right. There's gotta be some Krypto. They gotta give him some upgrade for Man of Tomorrow, and you're gonna see just Krypto toys all over that have the Man of Tomorrow.
Right, of course. One of his legs are gonna be like a cybernetic leg or something like that.
Right.
Just to make it different. We get some of that. We get a lot of good action shots. We get a lot of shots of her in space with the laser eyes and stuff like that. We get a good few shots of Lobo here, who is kind of a little more prevalent in this trailer now. It seems he's just going to be the typical agent of chaos that he always is, just beating people up, killing people, causing as much mayhem.
Jason Momoa things.
Jason Momoa doing Jason Momoa things. Exactly. We get a good few shots of Krem here. We get a little bit more of a detail of what he's going to be like in this movie. He looks incredibly creepy, almost like a kind of like a Pinhead situation almost, where he just has a bunch of little dots all over his face and whatnot. But he seems to be like he's going to be a very ruthless antagonist. I had to look up the girl's name, the girl, the pretty much sidekick, I'm going to say, of Supergirl here in this movie. And I'm definitely going to mispronounce this because it is just a crazy name. I guess not really. Ruth Mary Knoll is her name. She is pretty much this girl who loses her father to Krem. Krem kills her whole family.
That was not a name that I was expecting you to say. I thought it was going to be some crazy alien name. And you just said like three normal names.
It's spelled like all three names are spelled like with like 3 or 4 extra letters than the normal name version is, but they're all pretty much silent. So, but she pretty much loses her dad and her whole family to Krem here, and so she's gonna be joining with Supergirl to try and get revenge. But I believe from what we see a little bit later in the trailer, Supergirl is trying to tell her no, revenge is in the way. So it's gonna be a journey of where Supergirl is not only trying to save Krypto, trying to help this girl Ruth out, but also find herself in a sense and become the Supergirl that the universe needs her to be.
All right. Obviously, I'm gonna go see this movie. I'm sure we're gonna go see it together. And I don't remember, I don't remember fully what I said for the first trailer, but after watching this trailer, I don't know, man. I'm not super excited for this movie. To be honest with you, again, I'm gonna go see it, and I'm gonna go see it with a open mind. But I don't know. The starting off with the villain, creme de la creme of Agora Hills, or whatever the fuck you just said. Early judgment again. I'm saying once I go see the movie, I'm going in with an open mind, and hopefully my mind has changed. But I think we've been introduced to the DCU's first forgettable villain. I think after this movie, nobody is going to be talking about this character at all. Once this movie comes and goes, I don't think this character is going to be mentioned. He's giving MCU random villain from a movie and nobody cares kind of vibes to me.
I don't disagree with you. I think I mean obviously you've got like the big villains like Lex and Darkseid and Doomsday and all these other kind of people like Joker and whatnot. Krem is definitely not up there in that echelon of legendary DC villains. I think he's just going to be playing antagonistic force in here. I don't even really expect him to survive to the end of this movie, if I'm going to be entirely honest, in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, definitely going to be, I'd say, more on the forgettable side for sure.
Right. Yeah, the girl that she's with also seems kind of forgettable. She just seems like random girl. I don't know. They have big plans for her or whatever. I don't know if she's this crazy, like Adam Warlock character, you know what I'm saying, or something. But like, she just seems like the same thing. Like, not that she's going to be forgotten about, because I'm sure she's going to survive and she's still going to be a character that comes around for things. But like, I'm not sure how often they're going to be utilizing her compared to some other characters that I think they're probably going to utilize more. This whole vibe just does really give off Guardians of the Galaxy, like the look of it. But I think they almost kind of nailed the coffin with it, because the whole crypto idea is just Rocket in Guardians 3. So like they're kind of like reheating James's Guardians 3 nachos a little bit with that idea of like, we got to save our creature because he's got only a little bit to live and we got to figure out how to save him. Which Wyatt, because they obviously played this trailer yesterday before the Mario movie, Wyatt leaned over to me once that happened and he was like, that's literally just Rocket in Guardians 3. I was like, yeah, it is. But also, it's Rocket in Guardians 3 minus the emotional, like, I mean, obviously there's emotional attachment to Crypto, who doesn't like Crypto, but like, the emotional journey, because obviously Rocket goes on like this insanely emotional journey that fucks everybody up in that movie. This is just going to be like, yeah, we just got to get the poison out of his leg or some shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure out how to get the dark shit out. Yeah, man, again, I'm obviously going to go see this. And I don't want to say I'm not excited to go see the movie, but I definitely, after watching this trailer, I just feel like it just seems like it exists. It seems like a very, like, middle tier, like, MCU kind of movie that people don't talk about kind of thing. Like, it just seems like it's here. And obviously I'm sure it's going to do its job. It really introduces Kara to who's going to be obviously a way bigger character, I would imagine, in Man of Tomorrow and what other, kind of Avengers Endgame-esque movies they do with these characters. So that's going to do its job. So I'm not concerned about Kara. I'm sure she'll be fine. I feel like everything else surrounding this movie just seems like it exists. Like it doesn't. Even like Lobo, because obviously I know he's a big character in the comics. I'm sure they have plans for a Lobo movie or whatever. I'm just like it's just Jason Momoa in makeup. Like again, I'm not super familiar with the character, so that Lobo in the comics could just be Jason Momoa for all I know, in the same personality. But to me, watching it, I didn't see anything different out of this character. I just saw Jason Momoa. That's all I saw in some like great paint. I feel bad because I feel like I'm hating on it, but I'm just giving my honest thoughts on. I mean, I've seen this trailer 3 times now. The first time it came out yesterday in the theater, and then right before we started recording. And I just had the same vibe all 3 times that I watched it. I was like, it just seems like this movie just kind of exists. Like, it doesn't seem like it's just like Superman. Even though originally I didn't care for Superman as much as I thought, and I rewatched it and changed my mind. Hopefully the same thing happens with Supergirl. But like with Superman, I knew this is going to be big. This is going to be impactful. So even the first time when I was like, yeah, I think I said it in our original review for Superman. I was like, I'm not sure it was super tailored to me, but I respect that it did a good job, introducing us to this world, and like it's a big movie that has a lot of impact. Even Peacemaker, I know it's like we already love that character, but I feel like same thing. Like they did a great job kind of integrating him into this universe and like just dealing with all this stuff. Yeah, with this, I just feel like it just exists. It literally it just exists to me. I don't know.
I think that is also kind of the bit of an issue with just. I think the setting is really kind of something that could also be holding it back a little bit. Just taking place all the way in space, so far away from Earth, just like completely disconnected from pretty much anything and everything else going on in the DC universe here. It's just like, if this is happening all the way out here, like, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really going to be more of a setup story than anything else I can imagine. I'm not expecting like a 10 out of 10 movie here, but I get what you're saying.
And I feel like, I don't think, James didn't direct this movie, I don't think, but obviously he has oversight on everything. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, man, it just looks way too much like Guardians for me. Like, it just looks like they just, like, it looks like they took sets from Guardians 3 and just shipped them somewhere else and started using them, Which, I mean, listen, like, I'm sure James has certain people that he uses that he utilized on the Guardians movies that, that he probably still utilizes because he likes them within set decoration and all that stuff. But like, damn, bro, change it up, because I was just like, damn, this just looks like they took Supergirl and put her in a Guardians movie, But at the same time, it's like it looks like it's like a Guardians movie, but without like the charm of it. Like, it just seems like it's just they just took like the space aspect of Guardians and put it in this movie, kind of thing, So I do kind of wish they would have changed that up and made. I mean, also there's probably how much can you do with space? Like, how much can you change it up to make it look different? But that's not my job. That's their job, And I just feel like I shouldn't watch a movie and instantly compare it to another movie because all I see is the set design just looking exactly the same. But I mean, with all that said, again, I'm still obviously going to go see this movie, and I still have intrigue because for all we know, this movie might be just an absolute banger. Plus, too, where does it go? Where does it set? What happens with Kara at the end of this? Where does she go? Does it connect to Man of Tomorrow, or does it set something else entirely different up with Lobo, or even a new character that may show up at the end, or a post-credit scene or something like that? So obviously, it's kind of our job to watch these things. Yeah, it's kind of it's part of our job here now to like make sure we watch these things. But I was gonna watch this stuff either way, so. Definitely going to see it, but I'm very kind of skeptical on how this movie's going to hit for me.
Yeah. I got faith. I'm always faithful with James Gunn. I think he's just going to deliver with pretty much whatever he's going to give us.
I am critical, but the gun don't be jamming, so.
The gun don't jam. Unless it's the season finale of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Then it kind of jams. Momentarily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a quick jam.
Quick jam.
All right, let's dive into our actual discussion this week. Our actual discussion we said at the beginning of the episode. Today we are going to be breaking down the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's kind of fresh in our minds. We just saw it last night, but sometimes when I sleep on things, it starts getting hazy, so I may need you to kind of rein it in a little bit. Because
I'm not going to be doing too much better. I'm going to be honest.
Okay. I don't know. I think I got like short-term memory loss or something like that. Because it's like, I will watch a trailer 2 minutes ago and then forget everything that happened in this damn trailer. So all right. So I don't know if we're gonna do a full like breakdown of the movie here, but
I
we'll just give
definitely
our
don't think we
thoughts.
should.
Yeah, we'll just
We're
give our
gonna forget
thoughts
like
on
most of the
that.
movie.
Right. But starting off, we'll talk about the first movie. Theo, you've seen the first movie, I imagine. I'm assuming.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on the first movie?
I thought the first movie was alright. I really don't remember too much of anything about it. I do remember that, I mean, he obviously fights Bowser and stuff like that. He saves Bowser from Peach, as the obvious Mario story goes. I remember Donkey Kong being a minor antagonist in there, being played by, what's his name?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yes, I remember that. Other than that, I really don't remember too much of anything. I think Luigi was, like, stuck in a cage for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't remember too much about it. I watched it with a friend, and honestly, I think I was watching my friend more than I was watching the movie, because, like, she was just giving, like, the best reactions to everything, and I was just, like, enjoying her reactions to the movie more than I was enjoying the movie itself.
I feel like it ends with, like, I feel like the final fight is like a Mario Kart race, isn't it? There's definitely a Mario Kart segment.
I think there is a segment.
I don't think it's the final fight. I think it has some, I feel like Donkey Kong was involved, so maybe that was like the battle between him and Donkey Kong or something. But there was a Mario Kart segment. I do remember that. But I remember I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I went and saw it with Dave. And again, I wasn't a Nintendo guy, but I think it was like I just wanted to get out of the house, and Dave was already heading to go see it with Frankie, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll tag along with you guys, I'll go see this movie. And I remember leaving the theater being kind of blown away. I was like, wow, I didn't expect the Super Mario Bros. Movie to be that good, but I really enjoyed that movie. And I think I liked that movie more than this movie. But I do enjoy this movie. I thought it was a fun movie. I will say, because I saw some people talk about it online, and Wyatt and I were talking about it on the way home. It seems like this movie has like a lack of plot. Like obviously the plot.
Yes, absolutely.
The plot is there because the plot is the same as any fucking Mario game. The princess, different princess this time, but a princess has been captured, and they need to go save her. That's the whole idea of literally every single Mario thing, pretty much. That isn't just like a random sports Mario game. Any main Mario game, that's the idea. So there is a plot. It's not them just doing random shit. But like the idea of we gotta go save Princess Rosalina, it gets like lost in this movie. Like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how it goes. Because again, everything they're doing still is like to further the plot. It's just like they just don't talk about that idea. I guess like they don't really talk about the idea of like we gotta go save her. It's just like they say it one time, and then the rest they just go do shit in the movie, and then they get to where they need to go. So I do feel like it has really, a lack of that.
The main problem with the plot is that saving Rosalina is the main objective, but that's being saved for like the side B story with Peach and Toad, who also gets sidetracked. But the main focus of the movie is on Mario, who is not going towards that objective at all. He's just trying to find Peach. That's literally like the whole thing he's trying to do.
Right. Luigi in this movie may be the biggest case of a character that is in 99.999% of this movie. He's in almost every single scene and does absolutely nothing. Until the end. The end, obviously, him and Yoshi roll up with the power-up bricks. So at the end, he does something. But in the rest of this movie, he is the case of the most sidekicked sidekick. Because he's just he literally just standing next to Mario, and every once in a while, he'll just chime in with a funny quip or something. But he does nothing in this movie. Like, he literally is just standing there. Right. Yeah. Which I like Luigi, so I kind of wish that he would have gotten more to kind of do in this movie. Because obviously, yeah, he always is comic relief, but I feel like even in the first movie, he still had kind of his own shit going on as things were going throughout the movie. Princess Rosalina, I thought she was going to be included more. Like, again, obviously, she's the princess that gets captured, but in the marketing, they made such a big deal of we're bringing in Princess Rosalina. She was like the big reveal in the first trailer. We brought in Brie Larson, who's fucking incredible and awesome, and I'm glad she got to be in this because she's like the most diehard Nintendo fan I've ever seen in my life. When you see her talk about stuff, but the way they hyped her up and stuff, I thought she would have been the main character. I thought it would have been like the Mario and Princess Rosalina movie, not like
Right.
the Mario and kind of Peach movie, you know?
Yeah, I was
But,
a bit disappointed with Rosalina's presence in this movie as well. I will
Yeah.
say, honestly, like outside of Mario, I think Peach was honestly like really running main character energy around here,
Yeah.
bro. She was really getting shit done more than anybody.
Right. Well, it definitely is kind of her story because they also, a big part of the story is they reveal that her and Rosalina are sisters, which I'm not sure is even a thing in the games. I think they made that for the movie. I think they changed that
I'll
for
look
the
it
movie.
up.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's a thing in the games. But yeah, man, it seemed like there was a lack of plot. But the thing is, with a lack of plot, it was still a really fun movie, in my opinion. I thought I had a great time watching this movie, even if the plot was lacking, because I just thought maybe it's like because now I'm more of a Nintendo guy, but I still have like nostalgia attached to Nintendo as Trevor on a dirt bike goes flying past your window.
Shut up, Trevor. Stop.
Trevor Phillips
of
just
shit.
flying by.
Fucking
Um,
asshole.
We forgot to tell you guys, Theo moved to Shady Shores or Sandy Shores.
I'm in Sandy Shores now, and shit's only slightly worse than Tampa, Florida.
There's just a little bit more drug shit going on.
There's just a little more annoying sand everywhere, and that's pretty much it.
Right. But yeah, I thought it
This
was
is a
fun.
movie
Maybe,
exclusive storyline that I'm finding.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like I saw somebody talking about that before. I went and saw the movie that was like an aspect of the movie that was not in the games. But yeah, I still think it's a fun movie even with a lack of plot. Maybe it's a nostalgia goggle thing because we were just... I mean, it was hilarious the whole time because Wyatt has such little knowledge on Nintendo, like, knows pretty much nothing, so it was just hilarious every time. Any little thing popped up, me and Nova were just like, reference. That shit was great. Or like, you were sitting next to me, so I'm not sure how much you could hear, but like, there would be times that something would happen and they would explain something, and I would just look over at Wyatt and I'd be like, I'm trying to think what it was, like, oh, like Bowser Jr. showed up and he's like, I'm Bowser Jr., I'm here to save my dad. And I looked at Wyatt and I was like, that's Bowser's son, I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't hear that. That's great.
Yeah, but there would be times like that random shit would happen, like when Star Fox gets introduced and like they show his team. I'm like, yeah, he has a team. I don't know if you knew that or not. Like, just after they would show something, I would just re-explain it to him, and he'd be like, okay, oh yeah. I think me and Nova. There was also times you couldn't hear this. I was dying to myself. I'm not sure why it caught under the joke, but like I could hear Nova like over-explaining everything to Wyatt, just being like this and that and that and that and this. And I leaned over to Wyatt. I was like, if this guy's bothering you, let me know, and I'll get security. And there was a later part of the movie where he was doing it again, and I go, Wyatt, just tell this dude you have a boyfriend, and he'll leave you the fuck alone. just hilarious, bro. So that was part of the fun of watching the movie, is just having a great time with the boys.
Right.
Not disturbing anybody. I don't think we were disturbing anybody. We were having fun within our bubble.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun little nods and references. Rob was hilarious. Maybe the best part of
Rob,
the movie.
I think is the highlight of the movie for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Just the like, yeah, it's over there. That whole thing is just hilarious. It's very similar to Flash in Zootopia. Very similar to that, but that's never not funny. Either in Zootopia or in this it's hilarious.
It's gonna hit every time.
Right. Yeah, good old Fox McCloud. We obviously knew he was in this movie. We've talked about it on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Cooked. My favorite character in the movie. I thought they did a great job. Glenn Powell killed it with the voice. I thought he was awesome. The introduction where he talks about his team and stuff, and it's switching to like an anime style animation for that little flashback kind of thing was so sick, so fire.
That cooked.
Yeah, I just thought it was great. He had a lot bigger role than I thought he would. I figured he's not a Mario character. I thought, okay, he's going to roll up and they need a ride. I was like, okay, he's going to roll up and he's literally going to drop them off. And then he's going to leave. And he's going to be like, all right, I got to go figure out how to get home. See you guys. I thought he literally was just going to be their ride. But he ends up turning into like the Han Solo of the movie, where like he gets roped into the actual story there like halfway through the movie. And his ship crashes and he has to fix it. And he's like hanging out with Peach and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it was great. He had a lot more to do than I thought he was. I literally thought he was just gonna be like a glorified cameo of I'll be your Uber driver, drop him off, and be like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys in the Star Fox movie in 5 years, and then he dips out. But so I enjoyed that was a thing that they roped him into the actual plot of the movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, definitely for sure. He's definitely one of the more fun characters in this movie. There was a point, I think it was earlier on in him showing up, where there's two moments that I really remember more so than anything. Is the moment when he and Mario first lock eyes and they're like just looking at each other very, very angrily as like almost a little tease of a future Smash Brothers happening. And then he was like, nah, I like this guy. This guy's great.
Yeah.
There was that was great. And then there was the moment of like when he's first like flying around in the ship with all of them in space, like around the giant UFO Bowser Jr. ship, where it's like just playing like for a good few seconds some of the music from the Star Fox games, and it was like a weird blast of nostalgia for me. I was like, yeah, this is cooking for me.
Right, even him talking about doing a barrel roll, like all that stuff, and he does a good amount of barrel rolls, which is cool. Everybody knows you just guys, if you play a Star Fox game, you just spam the shit out of the barrel rolls, man. I thought they did a great job with Fox McCloud. I'm excited to see because the first post credit scene kind of teases a little bit that he says his hyperdrive is fixed, so he's heading home. So I would imagine that at some point we're gonna see that, and we're gonna see the rest of the gang come through, which will be cool. We get an introduction to a cool little tidbit from one of the games. The babies they get turned into babies. We get baby Mario, baby Luigi, and we get baby Toad. And in a way, we kind of get baby Peach in the flashback too. So like,
that's true.
They did a cool little job there. A little nod to, isn't it from Yoshi's Island or whatever?
Yes, Yoshi's Island. I'm pretty sure is where that originated from.
Right, but I mean they've been included in like Mario Kart and things like that as well.
Yeah,
I believe. So that was cool to see like the baby versions of them for a little bit, because that's also like how like they did it perfectly, because it's like how else would you include that idea into a movie of like how do we make them babies? So having like this gun that turned them into babies for like 10 minutes was a great idea, and a great nod for people that knew what that was. Again, like Wyatt had no clue, but I was like, oh shit, okay, that's a cool reference to one of the games. Yoshi, we get Yoshi in here. Yoshi's like my favorite Mario character, so I was super happy to see him in there. I knew where they were going as soon as they rolled up and they were like, "There's some disturbance up in this thing." And I leaned to you. I was like, "I'm pretty sure they're throwing us Yoshi like right now in the first 2 minutes of the movie," which is funny too because it's like he hatches underneath New York, but somehow ends up in like the desert. So that I was like, "What the hell?" I guess it's a warp pipe thing that it just took him there, but. That little montage of him in New York was also great. I love that, where he was just fun. Exploring New York. Then he's getting chased by the cops and stuff. I just thought it was great. I loved it. I love Yoshi. Hilarious that Childish Gambino voices him because there is no voice. I think I put it in our group chat as I yawn here. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I just woke up like not too long ago. I think I put in our group chat how like. Because Wyatt is he's just so critical about like the stupidest shit like that he's like why was Childish Gambino in there? He doesn't even have any fucking voice lines. And I'm like, bro, because the idea he talked about in an interview, he was like, yeah, they said they were just gonna do the normal Yoshi thing, but I wanted to be involved, so I asked them, hey, can I do it? And they were like, I mean, he's just gonna do his normal Yoshi thing, saying like nothing, just making noises and shit. And he was like, sounds good to me. Sign me up. So like, they didn't go out of their way to cast him. They were just gonna do what they normally do. But he called them up and was like, yeah, I kind of want to play Yoshi. And they were like, if you want to just make a couple of noises into the microphone, sure. So like, I knew from that because I saw that before the movie. So I was like, yeah, I know he's not gonna be talking like Donald Glover throughout the movie.
Right.
But I thought they did a great job with Yoshi. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Really cool little nod. At the end where Mario is like riding on his back and stuff, obviously, to the games. Lots of cool nods to the games. We had a scene where Peach ends up, they're in like the hub world, which I'm sure that hub world is gonna, if this does become like a Nintendo cinematic universe, I feel like that hub world is gonna be a very crucial part of that. Yeah. I feel like that's gonna be like a main thing. But so Peach is there trying to figure out how to get to Rosalina. Stan Monkey steals Toad's shit, and they end up in like a casino area with. You're gonna have to help me with the name check because it's kind of like some smaller Nintendo characters.
Right.
But Birdo does make an appearance, which I thought was cool.
Birdo is there. She's hanging out with Mouser, who was like the little mouse guy with the sunglasses and whatnot, and they were hanging out.
Right,
With,
I've seen him before.
I think his name is Wart. I think he was the big frog guy. I think
Right,
that's
right.
his name. They were all kind of hanging out, and then Peach rolls up on him. And she's
Yep.
like, "Hey, where's Rosalina at?" And Wart's just like, "Screw you, buddy!" And then just kind of
Yeah.
sent like all these like different like bob-ombs and ninjas and whatnot after
Yeah.
her. Just all sorts of
Bro, I
enemies
loved-
from the Mario games.
I love Toad's power up, his little penguin suit, and he was
the
just
penguin power.
sliding
Yeah,
around.
that was nice. That was fun.
Wyatt, it was great because like at one point I just heard Wyatt when he like first starts using it, it just like starts sliding on the floor. Wyatt is just like, what the fuck is going on? And that shit had me dead because it is so funny. Like it's just a mushroom guy that all of a sudden has a penguin suit and is like slipping and sliding around the floor. It's hilarious. But that's the fun of Mario, man. It's just nothing has to make sense. It's just fun. So yeah, that was cool seeing some of the other characters. Birdo was I had seen Mouser before in something, but Birdo was really the only character that I had known before. But yeah, that was a cool moment. What else we got here?
I will say one of the things I think I liked most about the movie was first Bowser. I think was much more entertaining in this movie than he was in the first movie. I really enjoyed his character a lot more, I'd say, but also just his like story with his son and whatnot. The fucking scene where he's like, it's like the flashback to when Bowser Jr. is like a baby and he's doing like the whole puppet show and everything like that.
That was
and
great.
Bowser Jr. is just in bed, just like destroy them.
Yeah, that was great. Bowser Jr. was another. I thought that was great. He was one of my favorite characters. I thought Betty Safdie voices him. I thought Bowser Jr. was awesome, and I did. Part of me hated Bowser, but that I think about it, I actually enjoyed the idea of like he actually had some sort of change of heart a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Because in a way, it almost lines up. This is it's gonna sound so stupid, but like if you play a non-Mario game, like a sports game or something, like so I was playing the Mario baseball game, right? And like this has nothing to do with anything. This is just like my headcanon. You could play the Mario baseball game, and you could put Mario and Bowser on the same team. So it's like if they're evil, if he's evil and he hates him, then that makes no sense. But this version of the movie where he actually kind of enjoys them, I'm like, for something like that, if you're playing one of those games, it kind of, again, it means nothing. But to me, it makes a little more sense of like, well, maybe in this universe, you know, if I put them on the same team, it's like Bowser's kind of having a change of heart kind of thing, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Bowser Jr. was one of my favorite parts of the movie. I thought he was so good. I almost love the idea too. Once he like gets back with Bowser, of like Bowser Jr. is like the dad, like because Bowser was like, no, please, like don't hurt them. I kind of fuck with them, and Bowser Jr. is just like, no, father, we will destroy the. Like it almost seemed like Bowser Jr. becomes the dad and Bowser was the kid,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I again lack of plot in this movie, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time. I thought it was a fun movie. I just wish like Rosalina. I wish she did more. Especially, bro, you can't bring in Brie Larson and not have her do something, dog.
Right.
Like, come on, man. I did see a tweet that was like, blonde-haired baddie played by Brie Larson, welcome and gets sidelined. Welcome back, Carol Danvers in Avengers Endgame. I was like, that's a great tweet. But yeah, I enjoyed it even with the lack of plot. We got 2 post-credit scenes here. The first one is Toad and Star Fox walking out, and we kind of mentioned it earlier. He asks him, hey, what you gonna do now, man? And he's like, well, my hyperdrive's fixed, so I'm gonna figure out how I can get home now. So clearly kind of teasing, setting up a Star Fox movie or something of the likes. And then great scene with it cuts to Bowser Jr. and Bowser being in jail. And they have this menacing like warden coming in, and it's revealed that it's the little star guy from the first movie that just is so cute but is obsessed with the idea of like torture and death. And it was so good where he's just like, no matter what you do, you can't escape the overwhelming
freedom
dread
is an
that
illusion.
Is your death. Like, yeah, just so good, bro. I love that in the first movie. I thought it was great in the first movie when they did it. And so bringing that back, I thought was awesome. And Bowser Jr. just being terrified and like holding on to each other is just great. And then yeah, probably the bigger one, the second post credit scene. We cut back to the hub world. That stupid ass fucking monkey is stealing something again, and as he's running away, he just gets straight punched in the face by a white gloved figure, and it turns out to be Princess Daisy. So I would imagine in the third Mario movie, whatever that's going to be, whether it's just going to be Super Mario Brothers, or it's going to be another, Odyssey or something like that, Sunshine, whatever.
Mario 64, the movie.
Yeah, whatever it's going to be, Princess Daisy's clearly going to be involved in that, so we're going to get the story, that story with her and stuff with her and Peach and stuff like that, so that's really cool. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Again, lack of plot, but sometimes maybe that's not a bad thing. Again, this is definitely made for kids, so I don't think the kids are going to be coming out of this movie going, there was a lack of plot. They're just there to have a fun time.
That storyline was ass!
Right. So, to me, I mean, listen, on Wyatt's end, right, he's super critical on stuff, and so he was complaining about the lack of plot and how the movie kind of sucked because it didn't have a plot. But, I have watched all of the live-action Transformers movies in the past 2 months, and 90% of those movies don't have any fucking plot going on, and they're very hard to follow. So I don't think he could be too critical because those are like his favorite movies in the world. And yet there's very little plot going on. There's just a lot of explosions, robots, and shots of women's ass. So, yeah. So I don't think he could be too critical of that. Because sometimes, again, lack of plot, but sometimes you just want a fun movie, man. Sometimes you don't need a huge story or a huge, deep... Again, you can go watch The Batman if you want, and that's a great movie, and that's one of my favorite movies. It's got a great plot, and it's super dark and emotional and deep. You can go watch that, or you can go watch Super Mario Galaxy and just have a fun time. Like, movies are just to entertain you, whether that's with a deep story or incredible characters. Right. You throw it on, you hang out with the boys, make some jokes. Or you just, with yourself, you just hang out with yourself, make jokes to yourself, and have a good time. It's just a fun hangout movie, like Theo said. Just a good time. I would definitely watch it again once it comes to, like, streaming and stuff. I want to rewatch the first movie, for sure. I'm definitely going to be doing that soon. But yeah, like once this comes to streaming, I would definitely rewatch this. I think it's a very fun movie, and it's easy to digest too. It's not, some movies you watch and you're like, man, I don't know if I could rewatch it because it's 2.5 hours long or it's super slow. No, I enjoyed this movie. Like, speaking of Brie Larson, The Marvels. I have seen The Marvels so many times because The Marvels to me is such a easy movie to watch. It's a super fast paced movie. They don't slow down. They're just going. It's like. With The Marvels, you either get on the train or you don't, right? So I obviously was on the train the moment I watched it. So that is high up there for me for like most rewatchable movies because I've seen it so many times. Because I'm like, when you watch that movie, it just flies by. You're just having a good time watching this fun movie of these three chicks teaming up, and there's no parts where it's like, okay, well, now we got to drag it out for 20 minutes. It just goes and goes and goes, and I feel like it's Super Mario Galaxy is kind of similar to that. You can put it on and the pacing is just there. Like, it just flies through this movie, and you don't have to worry about if you're lost on anything or anything. I think it's just a fun movie to sit down and watch.
Yeah, definitely. Again, just a very fun movie. Very, almost kind of like just turn your brain off, enjoy the ride kind of movie. Like, you don't really need to be like analyzing every little thing. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of little references and Easter eggs to a bunch of different Mario games and whatnot everywhere here and there. But it's like you don't need to like force yourself to kind of look at everything. It's just like. It's just supposed to be for a fun time, It's nothing too strenuous. It's nothing. It's not gonna be groundbreaking or anything like that. But you kind of know that going into it. It's just gonna be a fun time because that's just what Mario is. It's just a fun time.
Right. I mean, yeah. You put in any Mario game, whether it's 64 or Sunshine or Mario and Sonic at the Winter Games, whatever it is. They're just fun games. They're what I'm saying. You can't have a bad time playing a Mario game. It's just always going to be fun, no matter which Mario game it is. It's funny, when they did the bridge fight and Bowser fell into the lava, I think Nova was like, oh shit, are we going to get like dry Bowser? You know what I'm saying? And Wyatt turned to me and he goes, hey bro, I think we're about to get dry Bowser. And that shit also killed me. Like, he was like acting like he knew and was excited. And I'm like, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Just enjoy the movie. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see. Again, hey man, we know what we want. We want that Smash Bros. Movie. As somebody, I forgot who it was, but somebody that works at Nintendo said it's not happening, but I think people were misreading the quote. saying like, I think he was saying it's not happening in a sense of like, there's not going to be 200 and Nintendo characters showing up in this movie, but I do think it's going to happen. And we talked about it last week where we kind of said when they do get to it, it should be more of a contained story with like a 3v3 kind of thing, a
Right.
6-person kind of main cast with a bunch of side characters and a bunch of cameos and stuff for sure. So yeah, hopefully we get there. I mean, we're filling out the roster. You got Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Princess Peach. You can put Princess Rosalina in there. Now we have Star Fox, Donkey Kong, Bowser Jr. Now Daisy's going to be in there in the next movie.
Rob,
so that right
Game
there.
and Watch
Right.
showed up. I forgot
Rob,
about that.
Game and Watch.
Yeah.
That's 12 characters right there that could be involved in this. I mean, obviously we do need a few more. Yes, we do need a few more bigger characters to come in. I think because it is kind of mainly just Mario characters and then like a couple other characters. I think we need a few more bigger names. But yeah, hopefully we do get to that. I think that's the end game, pun intended, is get us through Super Smash Bros. Movie with some of Nintendo's biggest characters. I think that would be awesome, bro. So hopefully we do get to that. I'm intrigued to see what again, clearly there's going to be a third Mario movie, so I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. Are they going to adapt, like again, Odyssey or Super Mario Sunshine or something? Or are they going to go back to the roots and maybe do like Super Mario Bros. 2 or something like that? Yeah. So it'll be very intriguing to see. So, anything else you want to add?
No, just a good, solid movie.
Yeah, very fun movie. So, all right. Shout out to WNRN, of course, as always. We appreciate y'all watching. Let us know in the comments, did you enjoy the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I gave it a 3.5 star out of 5 on Letterboxd. That was my ranking. It's a little better than just okay, in my opinion.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. So I feel like you're in the same boat as me. Wyatt gave it like a 2.5 star, so I was like, okay, you just hate fun, unless it's fucking giant robots that transform into a fucking gun for some reason.
If Mario transformed into a toaster, he would have given it a 4 stars. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So, yeah. All right. Shout out to WNRN, of course, as always. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Super Mario Galaxy movie and where do you think this is going. Are we headed towards a Smash movie? Are we headed towards a Star Fox movie? I think they're even working on a Donkey Kong movie in the shadows a little bit. So what's going on with that? Let us know in the comments what's going on. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next week.